are getting ready to do Titanic, and today we are going to do the video discussion questions. So you might say, okay, Miss Collins, where is the video? So here's the link to the lesson. Okay, and if you go down, here's a picture of the inside of the Titanic. Here's a picture of this guy, Robert Ballard. If we go all the way down, here's another picture of when they were exploring the Titanic. And then Titanic treasures. Okay, and so if we're going to find the video, we're going to go read this article, but we're going to go up here to the top. And we're going to hit resources. And when we hit resources, this is a video of the read aloud of searching for the Titanic. So it just reads aloud what I was just scrolling through. But this is the one, what happened next, searching for the Titanic. This is the video it's talking about, okay? So to get to this video, I went to resources. So here's the story. You'll want to read the story. And then here's the resources. Okay, so I'm going to go to the story. Let's listen to the story read aloud right here. Okay, this is 17 minutes. So Miss Collins is not going to listen to this whole thing, but I wanted to kind of show you.
Hi, Storyworks readers. It's me, Lauren.
So this is the person who wrote this article. Okay, and if I fast forward down to here, you're going to see that she's reading this.
It doesn't flow. The heart can barely squeeze out a beat. Even strong metal submarines can be crushed like soda cans. In 1912, humans had never ventured into the deep sea.
Okay, so this is giving us some information about the Titanic.
Survived. But there were only enough lifeboats for about half those on board.
Okay, more information about the Titanic and the number of lifeboats. This is about their journey.
Not a glint of metal. Ballard started to panic. The U.S. Navy was paying for this mission and had provided the ship and the equipment. It had given Ballard a strict deadline. Then he and his team would have to head home. Was this mission going to end in failure?
Okay, so you're going to start by looking at the article, reading the article, or listening to it on the story here. But the questions we're about to do is from this video, what happened next, searching for the Titanic. So this is the video discussion questions. I just want to read the questions before I start the video. Based on the video, give at least 2 examples of things explorers have found in the Titanic. So we need some things they found. Pay attention to that. According to the video, what does Robert Ballard believe should happen to all the objects on the Titanic? So what does he think should happen to them? This is like that debate. Should the treasure hunters get to keep it, or should it go to a museum? Okay. So we need to listen in the video to see what they say. What has caused the ship to wear away and deteriorate? So we need to listen. What caused the ship, cause and effect, to wear away or deteriorate? And then the last question, describe how the video shows and describes the current condition of the Titanic. Okay, so what is the current condition of the Titanic? The current means today. Okay, so I'm going to go back to searching for the Titanic. I'm going to click on this video. This video is 6 minutes. I'm going to let it play. I'm going to put the captions on because I know sometimes it's hard for you guys to hear it. It gets a little glitchy, but you all can get to this. Okay, so if you look at your video discussion questions, up here at the top right here, if you copy this right here, copy that. So see, okay, we're going to copy this, so Control C, and then if we paste it in a new tab, it's going to pull up the Titanic article, just like I just had up, okay? And then you're going to click Resources, and once you click Resources, you're going to click the second video, What Happened Next on the Titanic, okay?
Hi Storyworks readers, I'm Allison, one of the editors on Storyworks, and I'm so excited to talk to you about Warren Tarshish's thrilling new nonfiction article, Searching for the Titanic. It's the story of how the famous ship was rediscovered 73 years after it struck an iceberg and sank into the Atlantic Ocean. If you're like me, you probably have a lot of questions swirling around in your mind after reading this story. When I finished it, I needed to know, what happened next? So I went online and did a little digging around on my own, and I wanted to share a few of the fascinating things I found out. One of the first things I wondered was, did Robert Ballard ever go down himself to explore the wreckage up close? And the answer is yes. The year after he found the shipwreck, Ballard dove down with a small crew in a submersible to take a closer look. The team saw many wonders. A chandelier with tiny sea creatures growing out of it, a rusty anchor, the towering steel front of the ship. They took detailed photos and video. These images set off waves of excitement around the world. For the first time, people could see the famous ship up close. After reading about these visits, I wanted to know, what is the coolest thing explorers have found? They found some dazzling things. Glittering jewels, a bronze angel from the grand staircase, but most of the objects are pretty ordinary. Pots and pans, playing cards, shoes. The objects are a fascinating window into the normal, everyday lives of the people on board the doomed ship. So then I thought, Ballard must have brought some things home, right? Souvenirs of his amazing discovery? Actually, he didn't. A big debate about this has been unfolding ever since the Titanic was discovered. Ballard and many other scientists believed that the pieces of the wreck should stay at the bottom of the ocean, out of respect to the people who died. But others felt that they should be brought up so that people could study and learn from them. More than 5,500 objects have been removed from the shipwreck. Many have been shown in exhibits around the world. That made me wonder, what are some of the things experts have learned by studying these objects? They've learned a lot about the Titanic's passengers, what they ate during the voyage, what they wore, how they passed the time on the ship, and they have also come to better understand the disaster. For example, by examining pieces of the wreckage, scientists were able to figure out that the iceberg tore several smaller holes in the Titanic's side, rather than one long gash. Then I thought, forget about a museum exhibit. What if I want to go down and see the shipwreck for myself? I learned that I could, but it would cost me a lot. There are ocean exploration companies offering to take tourists down to see the wreck, for about $100,000 a person. But visitors will get to do more than just see the ruins. They'll be collecting important information to help scientists learn more about the wreck. I wondered what I would see if I actually went down there. What does the Titanic look like today? Turns out that it's not in great shape. The wreckage has been slowly crumbling and collapsing over the past 100 years. Some of the damage has been caused by humans. Submersibles and camera equipment have bumped into the ship, causing pieces to break off. But a lot of the process has been natural. Powerful ocean currents have worn holes into the ship's deck and sides. Tiny sea creatures and bacteria have nibbled away at the wood and metal. Experts say that the ocean could fully swallow up what's left of the Titanic within the next 20 years. Researchers are working on creating 3D images of the ship so it can be studied long after it disappears. I hope going on this little research journey with me has inspired you to set off on one of your own. You can use our research kit to get started. You can also enter our writing contest for this story. Using details from the article in this video, write a response to this question. What have been the challenges of exploring the Titanic? Do you think people should continue to visit the wreckage? Explain why or why not. Ask a teacher, parent.
Okay, so I'm just going back a little bit, and I'm going to look at some of the questions. So, did Robert Ballard ever go down to explore the Titanic?
Explore the wreckage up close? And the answer is yes. The year after he found the shipwreck, Ballard dove down with a small crew in a submersible to take a closer look. The team saw many wonders. A chandelier with tiny sea creatures growing out of it, a rusty anchor, the towering steel front of the ship. They took detailed photos and video.
Okay, so they were put in that Time magazine. Let's go back to the discussion questions. Okay, based on the video, 2 examples of things the explorers have found. Okay, that wasn't in that part, but what does Robert Ballard believe should happen to the items? What has caused the ship to wear and deteriorate? Okay, so ocean currents is correct. Submersibles, though, are also correct, and sea creatures. So the correct answer would be this one, D, all of the above. Okay. The current condition of the Titanic is crumbling and rust covered. It's falling apart. They estimate in 20 years it'll be gone. Okay, so it's definitely crumbling. It's definitely rust covered. All right, now for this one, I need to go back and listen some more. So I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to make it big again. They just said chandeliers.
The images set off waves of excitement around the world. For the first time, people could see things.
Okay, here we go.
Glittering jewels.
Jewels.
A bronze angel from the grand staircase. But most of the objects are pretty ordinary. Pots and pans, playing cards, shoes.
Playing cards and shoes. There they were. Okay. So I knew some of those other things, but I have forgotten the playing cards and shoes, not markers, shoes, and playing cards. So it would be A here. There weren't crayons and markers then. There were dishes, but there weren't markers. So there were dishes, playing cards, and shoes. Okay. All right. Let's go back for what Robert Ballard believes should happen to the objects.
A fascinating window into the normal, everyday lives of the people on board the doomed ship. So then I thought, Ballard must have brought some things home, right? Souvenirs of his amazing discovery? Actually, he didn't. A big debate about this has been unfolding ever since the Titanic was discovered. Ballard and many other scientists believed that the pieces of the wreck should stay at the bottom of the ocean, out of respect to the people who died.
So he believes they should stay at the bottom of the ocean out of respect for the people who died. So he believes the objects should be left on the ocean floor to honor the memory of the people who died. Okay. So we've looked at all of these video discussion questions. I do want you to make sure that you watch that video yourself if it was too glitchy for you during this video, and make sure that you answer all of those questions. Thanks, guys.